All right. So to start off in the dream, pretty much I spawned in this place, and it appeared to be a bank, something like a bank, and it was daytime. There was sunlight coming through. It was one of those buildings that have the glass at the top, so you can see the light coming through. So it was a bank. It appeared to be the inside of a bank, and it had those little tape things, those little stands that have the tape that comes out from the black tape to make lines and organize lines that people walk through. Those things called stanchions. If you want to look them up, it's STANCHIONS. Those stanchions to keep people within the lines and all that stuff. So there were two lines to the left and the right of me. I was in the middle of the room. There was two lines to the left and the right of me, and there were military soldiers surrounding those lines. So I immediately think, since yeah, I just prayed. This is like that same night that I prayed about having a dream about revelations. So this stuff correlates. I'm thinking of the revelations, so I'm thinking of the end times and stuff like that. So I'm like, all right, this must be martial law. So martial law is pretty much when the abandonment of the Constitution. When the military comes in, and they're brought in to pretty much have complete surveillance over the cities and towns and the states and all that stuff. So they pretty much, the military has the most dominant power during that time. So I figured they got the military soldiers in these banks and all that stuff, and all on the streets, to keep things under control and to watch over things and keep it under surveillance. So I'm I'm in the place. I see the soldiers. Automatically, I think martial law. We must be in that point. And along with these people, I look around and they're not looking, happy. It doesn't seem like a normal day in the bank or anything like that. So, although I didn't look exactly behind me, it just came to me automatically thinking martial law, automatic correlation with the revelations. Boom, the people must be lining up to get microchips. So these microchips that, if you look them up, you'll find out more about them. That people might write it off as a conspiracy theory, but if you decide to actually stay woke, as they call it, you'll realize that these things aren't random conspiracies. These things are actually, if you actually do your own research, you'll find out that these things aren't too far fetched at all. So just to leave it there, I figured that these people are going in these lines to get their microchips installed. Since they don't want to go broke or anything like that. But you know, according to scripture, you're not supposed to get anything installed in your hand, and I knew that. So you're not supposed to get, crazy technology installed in your body, just like you're not supposed to get tattoos or anything like that as well. So I I went around the line to my right. I went straight down and made it right, and I noticed a couple of other people were going to this other room because they asked me, if I want to get the microchip or not, and I said no. I said heck no, because I'm not getting that installed. I want my salvation. So I was like, no, I'm gonna just go down this line and go to the right, which is this alternate place, and it gets pretty yeah, it gets pretty grimy from here. So brace yourself pretty much. So we get to this room, and I see a couple of my friends there, or a couple of my old friends from like elementary school. And, I talked to them and all that stuff. And I figured, at this point, you know, like in the Revelation, it said, the people, it's debatable whether or not the microchip is the mark of the beast. Some people believe it comes in many forms. The mark of the beast comes in many forms. Some people believe that it comes in, only one form. But I'm not sure exactly myself, but either way, I wasn't planning on getting a microchip installed in me because I know that violates, the Torah anyway. So I was like, no, I'm just not gonna get it regardless. Okay. So yeah, I ended up in the room, and I was with my friend. I was talking with my friend and all that stuff, and I figured, like it says in the Revelations, if this does happen to be the mark of the beast, they said, all those who don't get his mark, I'm paraphrasing, that all those who don't get his mark shall be killed. you know. So I figured, all right, I just denied the microchip, whether or not that's mark of the beast, I'm not sure. But you're like, all right, if they have to kill me, they gotta kill me. I'm not fearing the first death regardless, because I want my salvation. So I I'm in the room with my friends. I'm like, at the same time, I'm happy because, although I'm kind of disappointed, like, oh man, but they might be able to, they might kill us in a moment, I'm not tripping off it too bad, but, I haven't seen this friend of mine in a long time. So I'm like, hey man, we just reunited, but at the same time, we're about to die. But, I'm kind of sad, but I'm also kind of happy because I'm glad whether I'm not, or, it was in a dream, so I'm not exactly sure whether or not they knew why not to get the microchip, but either way, they're not getting it, which is a good thing, which means that they're probably gonna end up. I can't say for sure, but they're probably gonna end up reaching salvation because they didn't violate, any law, the law that says, not to install anything in your body. So I'm like, okay, they made a good decision regardless. So even if we are about to die, it's good to know that they made the right decision, so we could potentially be, back together in salvation. So in the grander sense, I'm happy about it. So we're talking and we're talking all that stuff. The time in dreams is kind of weird. So it roughly fast forwards about, I got in there in that room by like 2 o'clock on the clock that was on the wall, and around 4:30ish, some lady came up to us and just blatantly told us, all right, we're gonna kill you guys at 5 o'clock. And I'm just like, all right, I'm not tripping off it. Next thing I know, this is kind of weird. I don't know if this means anything for real, but next thing I know, I'm standing on this this vertical wall. I was standing horizontally. This is me. I'm standing horizontally on it for whatever reason. I don't know why. And then the next thing I know, I'm in this place. Now this might freak some of you out, but I'm in this. Also, be warned. Yeah, be warned. But I'm in this place, and it's dark and gloomy and misty. Think about like a scary movie graveyard, pretty much. But it's not a graveyard. It does have there are a lot of corpses and bodies around me. It wasn't too graphic to the sense where I was like, I could see bones and skulls, but there were a lot of bodies that had white cloths on them that looked burned. So I figured, I'm in the middle of this place standing. I wasn't dead myself. I was standing and I was observing all this. There was no one else alive there but me. So I'm in this place, and I'm just in the place. I'm looking around. I'm like, what the heck is this? I figured these are all people. Since the lady had just said that they were about to kill us, I figured, okay, we fast forward to this point where that they decided to kill all these people that refused the microchip, and I figured it's all these bodies is like he's looking like black and brown, misty and gloomy. That all these people might have been murdered in some way, a sense or whatever, and their bodies were thrown in a crematorium or stuff like that because it looked like it was kind of smoky and hazy. So I'm like, okay, this must be, everybody that was, all the martyrs that pretty much decided to die in Christ pretty much and not end up, risking getting the mark of the beast or violating the laws they set out, involving installing something in your hand. So I'm like, okay. And then at this point, I'm ascending through floors of these bodies. They were like, there was one floor of bodies, up, there's another floor of bodies, up. I'm ascending, gradually going a bit faster and faster, and I notice there's this white and gold light around me as I'm ascending. And I'm like, I immediately think, okay, this is the first resurrection, pretty much, because I see all these dead bodies. And then, I start ascending in this light. I'm like, okay, I must have been one of the martyrs, and I must have died, and now I'm getting resurrected. So at that point, I'm like, okay, wow. And then next thing I know, I can't even remember some pretty much irrelevant, some cartoony thing that happened in the last 2 or 3 seconds it felt like of my dream, and then I think I woke up. So in a nutshell, the dream was pretty much, to recap, pretty much it was going over me spawning in this place, during martial law and people getting microchips. I didn't want to get the microchips, so I went into some alternative room where they decided that they were gonna kill all these people who didn't get the microchips. So they decided to. I didn't die myself, but when I spawned in that place with all the bodies and all that stuff, after I got done talking to my friend, I saw a bunch of these bodies and I figured, okay, these are the martyrs that decided to die in Christ because they knew what they were supposed to do. So afterwards, it was over and I ascended in a glowing light, in a white gold light, and assumed, okay, this must be the first resurrection. And then my dream ended. And I was like, wow. I was just truly in awe when I woke up. I was like, wow, that's crazy and that's awesome. And then I immediately got to it. So yeah, it was a crazy dream, but I'm glad I had it. I feel like it really helped me out in understanding some things. And this is just a video to help any other people out there. I saw a bunch of people's videos about their different experiences. Some people saw the lake of fire. Some people think they saw angels. Some people think they saw, had similar dreams to the revelation and all that stuff. So I mean, I just decided I'd share mine because I do have it in this notebook. I'm probably gonna post it as a picture later on, along with this video as the post, and I figured this is a better way to reach out to people that may be looking for other people that may have experienced similar things like that. So yeah, hopefully you guys got some good information from this. I'm going to cite some scriptures to go along with this, to go along with some of the things that I have written here when I post these pictures and stuff like that. So yeah, hopefully you guys got a fair amount of information from this. Hopefully you guys learned a thing or two about this. I pray that everybody, as many people as possible, are able to get better in this truth, come out of any deceptions that the world may have them in, because people say this and that about this and that stuff in the Bible. Some people call it conspiracy theories and all that stuff, but some people are called, many are called, but few are chosen, I guess. So hopefully this video reaches out to people who feel as they've been called, or they feel special, or they like take an interest in something like this, so they're able to increase their knowledge further in the worldly sense of staying woke, but also in the spiritual sense of getting enlightened and becoming closer with the Father Yahuah and his true son YAHUSHA. So I'll pray for all my close friends and families and all that stuff, all my friends, their families, all that stuff, anybody who's watching this. I pray all of you are able to get a good thing out of this. And if you ever have any questions, comments, or concerns, I'll put my my Instagram and my other contact info in the bio. And yeah, be seeing you guys later. Shalom.